Okay, so we're continuing on with probability. And I know some of you heard this announcement already in first block, but next week is our final probability assessment. You will be taking it on Wednesday. It will not be open for you on Tuesday, although on Tuesday you will have an independent assignment in there for you to do. Okay, so keep in mind the matching deals with rolling a number cube and a coin. Remember, when we're talking about and as our key word, are we adding or multiplying? We're multiplying. So remember, you're taking the first fraction times the second fraction. So if we're looking at the probability of getting even and heads, what would be the probability of getting an even number on your die? 3, 6. So it would be 3, 6 times. What's the probability of getting heads on a coin? 1/2. So 3, 6 times 1/2. And I did not simplify the answers on there just to make it a little bit easier for you guys to recognize. Once you have that one, you shouldn't have any problem figuring out the rest. Over 6 times 1/2 times 1, right? It would be what? Over 6 times 2, it would be what? Well, so you're going to be careful. Remember, you're not adding, you're multiplying. Loyalty, I don't see any of those cards matched up. Laura, same for you. Thank you. This is a good way for me to see who's actually participating and who is not. And for the little big addendum. I need a attendance helper. It is hard. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the first problem. So you're not required, I'm not requiring you to write down this whole problem in your notebook because there is going to be one that you are, but I would show work in my notebook for this one. So remember, every word problem, we read twice. So it says Tim has 3 blue shirts and 2 red shirts in a drawer. He randomly picks one shirt, puts it back, and then picks another shirt. What is the probability that Tim picked up a blue shirt first and then a red shirt? So let's read through it one more time. Tim has 3 blue shirts and 2 red shirts in the drawer. So how many total shirts does Tim have? He has 5 shirts. Way more than 5 shirts. He randomly picks one shirt, puts it back, and then picks another shirt. What is the probability that Tim picked up a blue shirt the first time and then a red shirt? So we're looking at what happened first, then what happened next. So I know I'm going to be doing what happened first and what happened next. With that and, am I going to add these 2 fractions, bless you, or multiply? I'm going to multiply these 2 fractions because when I'm looking at and, I'm looking at multiplication. Oh, she was going to say, I can't see you. But I already said. Okay, so blue shirts. How many blue shirts does she have, or he have, sorry? 3. So what's that probability going to look like? 3/5. So remember, when I ask you for the probability, I'm not just asking you for one number. I'm asking for a fraction. If I were to ask for outcomes, how many outcomes, then yes, you would just give me a whole number. What's the probability of getting a red shirt? 2/5. Sounds good. Those of you who are keeping quiet, get ready to answer in the second question. So if I'm multiplying across, and I keep seeing this, you see that it's multiplication. I even see you write down multiplication, but you're still adding. Some people multiply the numerator and add the denominator. If you're multiplying, you need to make sure you're multiplying both. So what's 3 times 2? 6. And what is 5 times 5? 25. Does that need to be simplified further? No, you can check. I would recommend that you always check. But no, it does not. So our answer is C. Okay. Yes, Paulina, I can reshare. Okay, Lindsay rolled a 6-sided number cube, labeled 1 through 6 twice. What is the probability that Lindsay rolled a number greater than 2 on the first roll and an even number on the second? So she rolled a 6-sided number cube twice. How many total sides are on a number cube? 6 sides are on a number cube. What is the probability she rolled a number greater than 2 on the first and an even number on the second? So again, we're looking at what happened first and second. So we have our first probability fraction and our second. What does and represent again? Multiplication. Let's look at that first fraction. Number greater than 2. Let me see. Emmanuel, which numbers are greater than 2? Perfect. So how many numbers is that? 4. What's my probability? 4 out of, perfect. Go ahead and find your second fraction and your answer. Make sure you're looking out for that multiplication. Make sure you're not adding. Don't worry about writing it, just work it out. Okay, so you simplify things several times? Yeah. That's fine. I was just asking. Okay, so Christopher, what is my probability for picking an even number? 3, 6. So when I multiply, I have 4 times 3 is 12, and 6 times 6 is 36. Perfect. And when I simplify, it gives me 1/3. Looks good. And my answer is D. So I want to do something really quick. And I should have done it in my first slide, but I forgot. So turn your notebook to the very, very, very last page. So turn it to the very last page. And I know I give you guys copies of things like multiplication charts, and I give you copies of a whole bunch of things. So that kind of starts building our reference page. And I know your multiplication sheet should be somewhere back there, and you have your counting by number sheet and things like that. So title that page your reference, and that's going to be your reference sheet. And we're just going to start keeping some important information on that back page, because I feel like we know things, we forget some pieces, and all that good stuff. And I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. And as silly as it might sound for some of us, what we're adding to the reference sheet, we're still adding it to the reference sheet. We're going to start now. We are going to start right now. There is no better time than the present, because then I forget and then our reference sheet just is reference sheet. A title does nothing. Okay, so we're going to put in there, so make sure you're not like eating up 3 or 4 lines for something that you can put on one line. So we're gonna put even numbers. We're gonna put odd numbers. And I'm gonna take this all the way to 10. You know what, I'm gonna take it all the way to 20 because sometimes we need more than just 10. So if I'm counting by 2s to get my even numbers, what would I start with? 2. What else? 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Perfect. So that should all be on one straight line for you, even though it takes up like some weird little squiggly for me. And then from there, we're going to do our odd numbers. So if our even numbers are our paired numbers, then that means our odd numbers are numbers that can't be paired. So I have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, and 19. We're also going to put our alphabet back there. Why? Because I'll make sure everybody's got it. I'm going to tell Miss Clark too. Can I erase this? Good. But I'm not like going to write the whole alphabet and be like, oh, okay, these are these. No, we're going to split things up. We're going to do vowels versus consonants. I'm going to sing it to myself. I know. It's A-E-I-O-U, yes. Okay, so we're, for the purposes of math, I'm not going to include Y. And I know that Miss Clark wouldn't include Y, so let's just go with it. A-E-I-O and U. And yes, that's a U. It's not a V. And then our consonants are everything else. So B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z. I'm just going to add a period. It's not a sentence. Tomorrow, we're going to add our cards in there, our deck of cards. But I want to make sure that I get all my names straight because I always get confused with all the card names.
Like that?
No, you got your things confused. You got those confused with the actual cards in each set. See what I mean? And sometimes we use it for probability. So I would like for you guys to have it somewhere just to be on the safe side. Because will we be coming back to probability later? Are we good on the alphabet? And this also helps with all of you who didn't finish your classwork from yesterday. You're welcome. And are you good? Or you still need the last couple ones? No, finish. Okay, so the next problem is the line. So flip back to where your notes are. The next one is the one that you are writing in your notebook. Okay. Do I have to draw the spinners? Yes. Do I need to draw the die? No. You can just pull a little box and put 6-sided die inside. But yes, go ahead and write out that problem in your notebook. Loyalty, can you hear me now? Okay, can you see my screen? Okay, good. In any other profession, talking to yourself when no one can hear what the other person is saying would be considered crazy. And you may have to zoom in order to see your answer choices. Okay, let me go ahead and start reading it. It says, what is the probability of spinning a 3 on the first spinner, the color orange on the second spinner, and rolling an even number on a fair spinner, or a fair number cube, sorry. So, spinning a 3 on the first spinner, orange on the second, and an even number on our die. So again, we're looking at one probability fraction, a second, and a third. So that keyword "and" is telling us we're doing what between each fraction? We are multiplying because "and" means multiplication. So Luis N. What is the probability of spinning a 3 on my first spinner? 1, 6. Very good. Luis P. What is the probability of spinning orange on my second spinner? 1/4. Perfect. And Jasmine W. What is the probability of getting an even number on my number cube? Jasmine Moore, turn your face. How many even numbers are on a number cube? 3 out of? Perfect. So now we multiply across. Remember, if you have more than one fraction, I would do it one piece at a time. Remember, you won't always have a calculator. So what is 1 times 1? 1. What? Heard someone say 2. It better not have been someone on this side of the room. What is 6 times 4? 24. Then we bring this one down. Times 3, 6. What is 1 times 3? It is 3. And then 24 times 6. What? 144. Then you need to simplify because 3 over 144 is not an answer choice. Simplify by dividing by 3. What's 3 divided by 3? 1. And 144 divided by 3. How many times does 3 go into 14? Really? 4 times. 4 times 3 is 12. Don't. I'm trying to make it complicated. We bring down the 4. How many times does 3 go into 24? 8. Because 8 times 3 is 24. You guys need to know how to do this manually. Just take away the calculators again. You remember the good old times when we didn't have calculators? That was so much fun. I loved those few weeks.
I didn't even calculator.
Loved them. So our answer was 1/48. Go ahead and make sure you have this written down. I'm going to come around while you finish with a sheet of paper. On that sheet of paper, write your name. This is where you will do your exit ticket. Make sure your name's on it. You've had plenty of time as I walked around the room. So when I go to pick them up, it should definitely be on there. Okay, this is your exit ticket. I will read and I will make sure to clarify. It says, Kim has 3 blue skirts, 1 white skirt, 2 pairs of khaki pants, and 4 jeans. She also has 3 short sleeve shirts, 5 long sleeve shirts, 2 sweatshirts, and 1 sweater. What is the probability that Kim will choose jeans and a sweatshirt? So think about it as in your first group is all your bottoms and your second group is all your tops. So first group is all your bottoms. Second group is all your tops.
Tiny total bottom letter. So number 22, the bottom number on the first half. And how many green letters? Four half. And then it's asking that. Check that bottom number. Remember your bottom numbers, if you first your bottoms and then your tops. They said I'm like, what, you were raising the number and you said. This is good, throw that one up, keep going. Yes, much better. Check this. That's that top number. How many sweatshirts are there? See, we're doing it, remember, 4 out of tiny bottom letter. Let's do this one, let's do this 4. Yeah, going to be 4 out of 10. So you keep adding them all up. You want the first fraction to be your answer would be over your total count. And then the second one would be how many sectors or total counts. Okay, check this bar. So the number of counts is different from the number of bars. Okay, so just count how many bars per top.
Go ahead and keep working on your classwork.
Check the bottom number, because that's the, is that one more answer with? Actually, check them both. So this is correct, but the bottom number is not correct. And then once you get the correct bottom number, you gotta simplify. Yes, sir. Good so far. You got it? I like that I can see all your progression. Okay, check this. What is 3 plus 5 plus 2? Okay, you added it up. 4 plus 2 is 4 times 2 is something different. How much is it negative? We're doing fine. Let's check it out. Okay, so for when you go to set up for fractions, we're doing your first fraction and then your second fraction, right? So for your third fraction, you're looking at just bottoms. And for the second one, you're looking at tops, right? How many do you got it? 4 out of how many total bottoms? Is 10, so that would be the probability fraction for what about tops? How many sweatshirts are there? Out of how many total tops? That's not 10. Check it one more time. There's 2 out of something else. Tomorrow, you need to stop doing that and cover your face back up. Hold on a second. Let me make sure. Well, the spinner's here. Oh.
I linked it for you. I created it and linked it. There's a
Oh, okay. Oh, I got everything else. I just didn't have the screen.
Once I get Madison back, then
Is that one of your?
yeah, once you see her come back, then you can go. Come.
Spinner's right there.
Just in case, I mean, like this one over here, it says link to spinner, and she's still wondering where the spinner is.
You. It's right there.
Oh, I know it's there now. You were saying
Where's the spinner? I don't know. No, I didn't. I said you have to create my own. No.
It says link to spinner.
And then
Did you try to click on it to see
No.
Then that was the first problem. Okay,
When I want to put it together.
top part is good, and the bottom is good.
That's
And then don't forget to work it out.
That's it.
It's so easy to think of, right?
Well, why don't you try? Okay, so.
Okay, so for those of you working on your classwork already, make sure you're checking in Canvas. Luis and Emmanuel and Kevin, once you're finished, I know you were working on your projects last week. You did not submit them. And I need them because right now, as it stands, out of 35 points for your quiz, you worked, but you have a 0 still in the grade book because I didn't get it. So I don't know if it's that it didn't come through, you just have to click submit again, or you just forgot to submit. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. You can either try to finish it and submit or just submit it. Because right now in the grade book, it is a 0. Also, for the rest of you, make sure you're checking in Canvas. There are several of you that have missing assignments for this week. You're missing something maybe for Monday, or you're missing something for Tuesday, or you're missing both.
Should I say, with the exception, because it's usually just you that has it on them, isn't it? Okay, what do you know about
I just finished it
and
again.
this equals, okay? What do you want?
I didn't even say nothing.
You're looking at me funny. I don't like the way you're looking at me. I don't like the way you're looking at me. It's offensive. I'm offended. And I gotta go to the bathroom really bad.
Jamira, you can go now.
I feel like I'm going to do this class wrong.
Well, how do we make sure that we don't get it wrong when we're confused?
I'm not confused. I just.
You're just gonna get it wrong.
Wait.
What?
The question, why do you think this is?
Why do you think that the one that you circled is the one that's the closest to your theoretical?